collecting.
Oh, aye. We all know what he collects, don't we?
Oh, Ethel, stop looking like a wet week. It's only a broken date.
What do you mean? Only a broken date.
Point taken. Your age, everyone's a tragedy, innit? Especially when there's not much time left. According to me mother, who talks in her sleep...
Oh, the merry widow. I wondered when she'd rear her ugly head.
Oh, deny it if you like, Ethel, but my mother knows a lot about Frank Riley one way or the other, and she says his son is coming to live with him.
His what?
His son is coming to live with him. So Frank had better start acting his age, hadn't he?
Aye, and not before time either. And I'll tell you something else. If I was sat in that manager's office instead of Clifford Pringle, I'd have read Frank Riley the Riot Act long since. But I'm not in there, am I? Because I couldn't shake hands funny, could I?
Oh, George, don't start that again.
Oh, you mark my words, madam. Wear a little apron and shake hands funny, and that's where you finish up. Intelligence and hard work get you nowhere.
How would you know?
You see what I mean?
Here we go. Janice Butcher meets Wolfman.
Oh, Smiler. I can see by that sad look on your face I've got trouble coming.
You have that. She's after you.
That's how I like 'em. Who is?
Ethel. You let her down last night, didn't you?
Did I?
Did you? Did you? You wait and you get in there, you'll find out whether you did or not. And don't forget, we've got a couple of prospects to see today. Not that I give much for yours. Prospects. You get it? I wouldn't like to be in your shoes.
Oh, cheeky chops.
Don't you cheeky chops me. Where were you last night?
Me? Last night? By heck, that's a long time back. Last night, hang on. Well, the day before I went to collect my knighthood, wasn't it? That were a waste of time, because I'll never wear it. Last night, hang on.
I don't know where you were, but I know where I was. I was outside the Odeon, that's where I was, nearly getting myself picked up.
Yourself what? You're a bit past it for the monkey run, aren't you?
Don't be disgusting. I was waiting for you.
You what?
I was waiting for you. For a full hour in the freezing cold, and I'll tell you, Frank Riley, that's
all
the last...
right. Don't come out of your corset. When did we make this date? Beginning of last week?
What if we did?
And what did I do when we made it?
I don't know what you did. I only know what you didn't do, and that's turn up.
I'll tell you what I did, Ethel. I made a note of it in this very diary, on this very desk in front of very you. Go on, find it. Go on. What, nothing in for last night? Well, there's a surprise, isn't it? Go on a bit. Try next week.
Oh, Frank.
You might well, Frank. You see, that's taking care. If you made notes in a diary, you wouldn't be sat there apologising, would you?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
I can only say I'm sorry.
Well, go on, then.
Oh, I'm sorry, Frank. Whatever made me think it was last night?
I don't know, perhaps you're in love.
Oh, you're a devil, you are.
Not me, they wouldn't have me down there. They said I was a bad influence, you know.
Don't worry, I believe you.
Thousands wouldn't. Hey, is our Lord and Master in?
Yes. Oh, I heard about your son, by the way.
Oh, eh?
I hope you'll be doing your best for him.
Of course.
Frank, you're not supposed to know this, but Harry Brooks has sent his resignation in, effective immediately. There's a vacant agency coming up next to yours.
Get away.
I know what you're thinking. The lad.
Aye, well, you're not short up there, are you? Or down there, for that matter. Yeah, go on, you love it, don't you? Hey, if anybody wants me, I'll be in with Percy Thrower. Bye, hell, it's half warm in here. Hey, Clifford, what are you doing, turning over a new leaf?
Morning, Frank.
You found one yet?
Oh, there's no shortage of houses.
No, it's the money that takes finding.
Aye, look at that. St. Anne's, 35,000.
Oh, hell. Hey, I know this road and all. Wind in the wrong direction, you get sand all over your cornflakes.
I blame the company for this, you know. They've been very good to me, but I blame them for this.
I know what you mean. Don't buy a house, lad. Rent one, you'll be moving. Then you stay where you are for the next 25 years.
When I add up the rent I've paid, I feel like shooting myself. Do you know, Frank, one night 18 years ago, Doris and me had a little chat. We're not going to get caught, she said. You won't be working forever. One of these days you'll be retiring and we'll have to buy a house. So that we sat there and we planned for the future. And I took out an endowment policy for £3,000.
Yeah, well, that takes care of the garage. Where are you going to live?
Don't ask, lad, don't ask. How's Ethel this morning? Do you fancy we'll get any coffee out of her?
Well, it's worth taking a chance.
Ah, funny girl. Up one minute, down the next. Between you and me. Don't let this go any further. There could be a man involved somewhere.
By heck, Clifford, do you reckon?
Just a feeling I've got, but I'm pretty perceptive about these things.
Oh, aye, that's true.
Yes?
Ethel, love, any chance of a couple of cups of coffee?
Won't be a minute.
Oh, one of her good days.
I wanted to have a word with you about that lad of mine.
Oh, young Brian? Oh, he's getting a big lad now, isn't he? Left school, has he?
I should hope so. He's 22.
Never.
No, last month. He's looking for a job.
Oh, I see.
I hear Frank Brooks is packing it in.
Now, how do you get to know that?
Oh, come on, Clifford. I know about things happening around here before they happen. I mean, who was it told you that, auntie? You were thinking of running off with that butcher's lad from Maycox.
Oh, nasty business, that.
It was for that butcher's lad from Maycox.
All right, Frank, I grant you get to hear things. I'll do what I can.
Clifford.
No, if there's anything I can do, I will.
Oh, well, there's something, but have a look at this first.
What?
It's from the lad.
Dear Da.
Oh, he's left a D out of Dad.
Well, it's Welsh.
Oh, aye. He was brought up in Wales, weren't he?
When the wife died, her mother and father took him over, you know.
Dear Da. It seems that every time I write to you, there's bad news. First I had tonsillitis, then my bicycle was stolen, and now I have to tell you that Gran and Grandfather have passed away. The sad event occurred on a Saturday morning on the bus from Llanrwst. They were halfway between Treforrow and the turn-off to Llanbedr-y-Cennin, near to Pont Dolgarrog. Halfway between Treforrow and the turn-off to Llanbedr-y-Cennin, near to Pont Dolgarrog, when a stray lamb runs across the road, the driver brakes to avoid a disaster, and they both dies of heart attack, simultaneous on the back seat. It seems all sorts of funny things happen on the back seat, but nobody ever actually died there before. There was only one snag to the funeral arrangements. I couldn't bury them side by side in the chapel cemetery, as Grandfather had only bought a very narrow plot, so I had to put one on top of the other. I didn't know which to put underneath, but seeing they were a very conservative couple, in spite of having said hello once to Lady Megan Lloyd George, I put Gran underneath and Grandfather on top.
Have you come to the bit where... well, he's a bit on the innocent side, you know. That's really what I wanted to talk to you about. Anyway, just finish it.
So that's it. I've cleared up everything at this end, so I'll be coming up to see you on the 7th. And I'd appreciate your help with securing a suitable position and finding reasonable accommodation. Your affectionate son, Brian.
He's a polite lad.
Oh, aye, is that all right?
And he's arriving today.
That's right, Clifford. Hey, hang on. For God's sake.
Oh, Ethel, you've left my sugar out again.
Oh, I haven't I?
Always forgetting her. So, what are you thinking?
Well, I'd like you to have a chat with him.
Well, of course I will.
Here we are. Yours all right, is it? 2½ spoons and the cream off the top.
It's lovely, Ethel.
That's funny, you see. She knows how you like it.
Yes, you could say that.
She's got this mental block with me.
Hey, Clifford, you don't think what you were saying earlier on, like, about Ethel, about there being a man involved, Well, you know how they get when they work with somebody close all the time, you know. I mean, she gives you some funny looks, you know. You get me drift?
You mean me?
Well, I mean, you know, women get some funny ideas, don't they? Thank the Lord. As if we'd have out to do them at our age, Anyway, about the lad.
Now, before you go any further, Frank, let me read you a letter about recruiting from head office, if I can find it.
Hello, is Frank there?
Yes. He's talking to Mr. Pringle about a job for Brian.
Oh, how are you going to manage?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, you can't go to the flat with his son then. Your mother spies on every move you make.
Look, if I go to Frank's flat, it's just to pick up his dirty washing.
Well, he must have an awful lot of dirty washing. Because there's you on Mondays, me mum on Tuesdays, and Friday night, come rain or shine, Mary Pickering takes him up deep-fried chicken breast, chips and peas, and she washes up after. And I don't mean after his deep-fried chicken.
I don't believe a word you say, and I wish you wouldn't talk like that. It cheapens my relationship with Frank.
Cheapens it? He don't exactly put the price up, does he?
Janice Butcher.
You don't what?
I don't want you to give him the job.
But he's your lad.
I know, Clifford. It's because he's my lad. He's a sheep farmer, Clifford. He's used to running up and down hills in his bare feet. He wouldn't be able to get across Piccadilly without using a guide dog. I mean, let's face it, Clifford, it's a cutthroat business. I want something better for him than a life like mine.
I can see through you, Frank. You want something better for him than a life like yours.
I couldn't have put it better myself. You know, you're a persuasive old devil, aren't you, Clifford? But I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I don't think you ought to give him the job. I'm probably worrying too much, you know, but you know what they say.
Blood's thicker than...
Oh, that's right, you got it. Mind you, no, it's thicker than that lad of mine.
Hello, good morning. This is Brian Riley. Could I speak to my father, please? Mr. Riley. Hello, Dad, it's me. Yes, everything's fine. Yes.
All right, Brian. Yeah, all right, son. I'll expect you at the flat in about half an hour, then. All right, lad. No, don't do that, for God's sake. Oh, look, get a taxi. No, not a haircut, a taxi. Oh, I see what you mean. I will get a taxi after you've had one. Don't worry about that, I'll pay for it. All right, son, right. Put the phone down. All right, son, put the phone down.
Have you put a word in for him with Mr. Pringle?
What do you think? Hey, Janice, I've got a joke for you.
Is it dirty?
Do I ever tell you dirty jokes?
Yes.
Well, you shouldn't listen. As a matter of fact, it's not dirty. It's filthy. No, it's not. You're all right. It's about this 37-stone belly dancer in this Stockport nightclub. You know, normally they do it with tassels. Well, she does it with bells. That's probably her. That always happens in this story. It never fails.
Lancaster Insurance, can I help you? Oh, hello. But yes, he is. It's your Brian again.
Right, what's wrong now? Right, oh, lad. Don't shout, son. What? You what? You've not. Oh, no. You stay there. I'll come to you. All right. Brian, you don't have to tell me what you're wearing. I know what you look like. I'm your dad. Hey, no, shut up a minute. Listen. Where are you actually standing? I know you are, but where in the station? By the newspaper stand. Aye, all right. What? There's a trolley by. All right. Listen. Hey, listen. If they move the trolley, don't go with it. All right. All right, son. All right, lovely. Put the phone down. He's had his case pinched.
What about that story?
I'll tell you it when I get back, unless he loses me and all.
Oh, poor Frank.
Oh, poor Frank.
Brian, look, son, stop playing about with that toilet. It's the 7th time they'll be doubling me water rate.
It's a low-level suite. I seen one before in a cafe in Llanrwst.
All right, look, just sit down, son. I want to talk to you about this job.
Oh, right.
Right. Now, look, where the hell are you going?
Oh, and thanks for getting my case back, Dad. You know, I can't for the life of me understand why that porter wanted to steal it. I know that they're not well paid, mind you, but...
Brian, he didn't want to steal it. He had to move it because of the emergency.
What emergency?
I think we'll leave world affairs until later, all right? Let's just concentrate on this job you're going to see Pringle about, right?
I suppose you put in a word for me, did you, Dad?
Right, well, you know the arrangements, don't you? Now, look, if Pringle offers you the job, you come here and live with me, all right? But if he doesn't, it's really best if you go straight back home to Wales, because, quite honestly, Brian, you could spend the rest of your working life in this town unemployed.
What?
You know, it's a bit like an air crash. It's best if you go straight back up again, you know what I mean?
Right, Dad.
Right. You got yourself a return ticket, didn't you?
Why, you told me to.
Aye, I did, didn't I? Right, yes. Well, look, the best idea is we better get our skates on. You pop down and have a chat with the traffic warden. I'll be with you in a minute, all right? Just got to make a phone call. I shan't be long.
Dad?
Listen.
What's a traffic warden?
Look, just go and stand by the car, son. God. No, it's not the asthma ward, it's me. I'd have thought you'd have recognised my heavy breathing anyway. You've heard it often enough, eh? Look, Betty, I was just ringing about tonight. Yeah, round here, 8 o'clock. What? My son? Don't worry, there's no problem there. Hey, look, there's no need to be embarrassed. If anybody asks you, you just come round to see this insurance fella. You know, the one who's advised you to surrender everything you've got.
Yes, Mr. Pringle?
Ethel?
Yes?
Oh, hello, Ethel. Have Frank Riley and that son of his arrived yet?
No, not yet, Mr. Pringle.
Oh, thank you, Ethel.
What's up with him?
That's just how Sexy Simpson started. They go like that at his age. It's as if they've just realised what they've been missing all these years and they try and pack it into the last 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, Miss Goodchild.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Riley.
Miss Goodchild, this is my son, Brian.
Hello, Miss Goodchild.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
And this is Miss Butcher. And don't say you fancy a slice off the joint, it's been done.
Pardon?
This, of course, is the office, son, the throbbing heart of the Lancastrian Assurance Company, Littlemore District, north and south. Is the Lord of the Green Flies in?
Yes, he's expecting you.
Right, come on, lad. Right, keep everything crossed. In you go, lad. Come on. Well, it's in the lap of the gods now.
Oh, don't worry, it'll be all right.
Hey, Janice, do you ever suffer from frostbite?
No, I never get cold. I blush a lot, you see. It's fellas looking at me.
You blush, get off. Not if you look like your Uncle Fred.
Don't you mean me mother?
Right, who's making the coffee?
I'm sorry, lad.
Hi, well then, I'll be getting back home to Wales then.
Wales? Aren't you going to your father's place?
Oh no, I got to go flying right up again, you see, after crashing.
Oh, I see. Have you got anywhere to live in Wales?
Oh, I got the cottage, haven't I, that Gran and Grandfather left me. I'd have sold it, of course, if I'd have got the job.
The cottage?
Aye, where I live, like, you know.
Oh, I see. How big is the cottage?
Oh, 3 bedrooms, and there's 4.5 acres. That's outside, of course. And a picture window that Huey from down the village put in for them overlooking the valley. The Conway Valley. You might have heard of it.
Oh, I have. It's freehold, is it?
No, it's made from Welsh stone. solid as a rock.
I suppose property's very expensive in that part of the world.
Expensive. Prices have rocketed. That's the only word for it, rocketed. Do you know, I wouldn't have been at all surprised if I'd have got as much as £2,000. Are you all right, Mr. Pringle?
Sit down, lad, sit down. No need to hurry away.
The hell are they doing in there? Hope he's not planted him in one of his pots.
Well, you know Mr. Pringle. He's very thorough.
Oh, I know, but he's been in there long enough to have taken root. Here comes Laughing Boy.
Ah, you do well to look at your watch. There's a friend of yours downstairs. Oh, with black stockings and the little notebook. You know, the one that takes car numbers.
Not again. Where is she?
About 3 cards off yours.
Right, I'll do the belt down. Look, when the lad comes out, tell him to hang on. I'll be back.
It's not like you to be generous, Mr. Pollitt.
Oh, I'm not being generous, love. She's 3 cars past this. She's booked him already.
You take a few days to settle down and then come in and start on Monday.
Oh, I'll be here, Mr. Pringle, and I'll have a word with the solicitor fella about the cottage.
No hurry, lad. No hurry. Right. Monday, then. Your dad'll show you the ropes. There is one thing. Life in the city isn't like life in the Conway Valley. It's a sort of rat race. There are pressures from all sides.
Well, I don't think you need go any further, Mr. Pringle. We've got it all over there, you see. We dab hands when it comes to wickedness. That's why we've got so many chapels.
Now, I'm glad you've said that. You've made me feel a lot easier in mind. Now, don't let this go any further, but your dad thinks you're a bit on the innocent side. He was the one who was worrying about you.
Oh, you know, I'm very lucky to have a dad like that.
For the 1000th time, Betty, I've got the flaming lad here. The toilet. You know, it's Brian. He's messing about with the damn thing. Leave it alone, for God's... Look, I know what I said, but the situation's changed. Well, of course you can't come
I've
now.
unpacked, Dad.
Oh, good. Look, I'm on the... Look, can I ring you back? Look, don't worry, we'll find a way. What goes up must come down, mustn't it? I didn't mean that, did I?
Dad!
Look, hang on, what is it?
I've emptied my suitcase and I've turned the electric blanket on.
Right, well, there's no need for that. It's not 7:30 yet. Unless, of course, you go to bed at 8.
Oh, no.
Okay.
9:30. Dad!
Hang on, will you? Just, I'll be back. What?
Do you know what I wanted all my life?
I've got a good idea, but go on.
Well, you and me spending all our time together, Dad. And you don't have to worry. I'm not one for going out. Oh, and I got a present for you. There.
Well, Betty, can't I come round to your place? Brian, leave it alone, for God's sake. We'll get rid of Janice and her flaming boyfriend. What? Hang on.
This
What?
used to be grandfather's.
What? Look, I know, but look, what am I going to do tonight? Watch television. I've forgotten how to switch the damn thing on. No, I've always made my own entertainment. No, it's not flaming easy. Look. Betty, forget what I said about it not being easy. I don't care how hard it is. This is a fight to the flaming finish.